So we are live right now with Caleb Desnoyers in our YouTube live interviews. As you can see, we are actually hosting him tonight. So thank you for taking the time in your busy schedule for doing this, Caleb, and welcome.
Thank you, David. Appreciate it. How you doing?
Doing great, doing great. Glad to be behind the mic for this one tonight. Obviously, Caleb, you're coming in hot with the Wildcats. I mean, I believe the team's got points in 8 straight. You have a 7 game point streak going on yourself. So, I mean, things must be doing good out east right now, right?
Yeah, we're doing pretty good right now in Moncton. I think it's pretty fun in the room, especially with a few wins under our belt. But we're trying to keep rolling right now.
How's it feel to be playing on the top ranked team right now? Obviously, the CHL top 10 rankings have been coming out for a few weeks. You guys are number one in the nation. Do you feel added pressure at all? Or you guys just riding a wave right now?
No, I think we're just simply playing our game, and it's fun to see and having that little reward after 5 weeks in a row being first. But I think we're just coming in every day and just trying to get better and not thinking about it too much.
What do you feel is the biggest difference from this year's team compared to last year's team?
I would say the mentality. We have a lot of new players, but it's mainly the mentality and how we approach every day and every game. I think it's the main thing that changed, and just our work ethic and the way we practice and the way we're aggressive and how we work way harder than last year.
Obviously, we noticed you guys bringing in some quality veterans there in the off season. Obviously, a new coach as well. So, I'm guessing you guys rode the wave through and through, and right now you're feeling great about yourselves.
Yeah. Obviously, it's really good, especially having good veterans like Vidi, McKinnon, and a lot of new guys adding Pekarchik to new Euro. It's pretty special, and they're all good guys also for the team chemistry. So we're pretty happy to have them.
Awesome, awesome. So, Caleb, usually to get these interviews going as an icebreaker, I like to ask the boys, what's your nickname in the locker room? What do the fellas call you?
Desi is my nickname, or Dinoy sometimes, but especially Desi.
So these Desi and Dinoy, and
Desi and
the
Dinoy. Yeah.
awesome. And the follow up question I got for you is obviously you rock number 18. What's the reason behind that digit?
Well, I wanted 10, but Alex Mercier has it, so because I had it midget AAA, but I just came in, and I know my mom really loves number 8, and couldn't take it because I think Garland had it, and my father had the 10 when he played, so the 10 plus 8 was 18, so I think just adding those two numbers, and it's their birthdays too, so just rocking that number, and pretty sure I'll keep it for the rest of my career.
Yeah, it's sick reason for it. The 10 and the 8. What was the reason behind 10 being your favorite growing up? Was there a player specifically, or?
No, I think it was more for the style. When I was younger, I think 10 was looking really good. Right now, it looks good. Looks good on Merce, so I'm not complaining.
Well, you got a good choice, and whatever the 18 is doing, bringing you a good some good luck. Let's put it that way right now. Speaking of good luck, obviously we were talking about the start of your season. You're having a terrific start to the campaign. On a personal note, we spoke about the team changes a little earlier, but on a personal note, did you approach the season a little differently?
Well, I had a big summer training with my brother, and changed trainer, and a lot of things changed also with our agent, and I think just our mentality, how we approach this season was really different, and knowing we were gonna have a really good team with Moncton, it was really important to have a big summer, and I think so far so good with the Wildcats, but as I said, we're not satisfied yet, and just continuing to having good habits and working the right way.
Now, I was looking at your stats earlier. Obviously, you have a great start to the season, as I was saying. Got a handful of games less played than most guys, but you're in the top scorers. So 15 games, 12 goals, 13 assists at the time of this recording. But what stood out to most to me was your plus 20. Obviously, is that something you take pride in, your defensive game?
Yeah, especially this year. I think it's really important to be a versatile player for me and work on 200 foot. So I think it's something I try to change and have more pride in my zone too. And I think it really helps to have good tendies behind me and really good defensemen too, and having a good line too with Sumfi and Loesch really helps. But yeah, it's something that I get more pride in than the few years before.
No, we talk. I mean, we don't even need to talk about your offensive game. I mean, it speaks for itself. But like I said, defensively, it's been a big change too. Is that something like at the end of the year wrap up thing last year? Did they mention to work on some things? Do you do a lot of video? How do you approach the defensive side of the game?
Yeah, well, I think it's something I always wanted to do to be good in the three zones. But just this summer at Team Canada, I think I had a role to be a complete player, and I think I just also kind of model my game to what I did at the U17 and U18s, and I think it helped me to be a more complete player, and so far it helps me to have some success.
For sure. And obviously, it's a great year for you to have this defensive success because, I mean, we didn't bring it up yet, but it's also your NHL draft year. So you're one of the top ranked prospects in the QMJHL this year. On a personal level, again, is that something that, you think of? Is that something that's in the back of your mind, or you're trying to ignore basically all the extra noise this year?
Well, I try to ignore it, but it's I think it's the human nature of every hockey player to want to be the best and look up at those things sometimes. But I'm really lucky to have a good environment around me, my family, my brothers, my agents, and the whole team in Moncton. They help me to just not think about all that big year and all those little details. And I think it's also one of the part of my success to just living every day by day and not thinking about too far what's coming ahead.
The importance is having a strong support system is basically what you're saying there, right?
Yeah, exactly, 100%. It's something that I'm really lucky to have a good support system, and I'm really fortunate to have all those peoples in my life.
Now, obviously, you were a high pick in our QMJHL draft. Do you see any similarities in how you had approached your QMJHL draft season versus this NHL draft season?
Well, obviously it's a bit different, but it's pretty much the same mentality. Just trying to play a good complete game and just not focusing on all those things. Because as I said, it's just gonna put you off the good path. And I think it's just keeping it simple and just playing the game that I can play. And at the end of the day, scouts are gonna look at you for the player that you are and not the one that you want to be.
Hopefully, the QMJHL draft put on a big enough show to get you ready for the next step there.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty fun in Sherbrooke. Might be a bit bigger if it's in LA, but yeah, it was it was good in Sherbrooke.
For sure. Obviously, you brought it up in the conversation talking about your support system, so I can't really go through this conversation without bringing up your family, including your brother, who's an alumni in the QMJHL. Basically, just to get going, I mean, what sort of relationship do you have with your brother? Are you guys in touch pretty often? Is it more in the summertime? How does that work during the season?
No, no, no. We're always in touch. He's my brother, but we're getting closer every year, and I could say he's also one of my best friend. It's We have a great relationship, and he's huge for me so far in my young career. I model my game to him, trying to follow his footstep, but creating also my own path, but with his professional habits and working out with him during the whole summer. I'm trying to learn and get the most out of his routine and the way he approaches everything, every little things in life. And I'm really lucky to have him. And we're brothers, but we have a really good chemistry. So it's really fun.
How are those summer workouts? Are you guys challenging each other, trying to prove something to the big bro?
Yeah, yeah, always love to love to push harder than him, but it's pretty hard. He's putting the bar pretty high, but every time I can have an inch bigger than him, I'll always put him in his face and just trying to be the big dog in the gym, but it's it's pretty hard.
For sure. Now, obviously, knowing you and Elliot, you guys do have that competitive edge. But I mean, does he sort of give you pointers? Does he take the time to show you stuff, whether it's like face-offs or for the game itself?
Yeah, yeah, we're also lucky that our dad is manager of a hockey rink, so every time we can in our free time, we always go on the rink and we try to push each other and just learn some little details and just talk about how we see the game. And even during the season, after every game, we're gonna call each other and just talk and chat about our game. And sometimes when we don't want to talk about all those things, we'll just talk about life or just the game and how we feel. And I think it's something pretty unique in that we're lucky to have that relationship.
What do you say is the most intense battle? You two going for a loose puck, or you two going for the last slice of pizza at home?
Ooh, the last slice of pizza because Mama makes a great lasagna.
Oh, shout out to Mama then. Let's give a shout out to your dad too, because you brought him up being a rink manager. He's a QMJHL alumni as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, he played back in the days when there was a team in Saint Hyacinthe, my hometown. Played a few years there with a couple of his buddies, and yeah, he played a few years. I think maybe one in Montreal, but not sure.
Definitely. I looked up his stats a little earlier, and he was a good puck mover, that's for sure. You get the chance to see him play at all in the QMJHL? Do you guys to dig up those images or have an old VHS somewhere?
No, no, no. I'm not sure if he was a big passer, a big shooter. I think the thing that we see when we look at his stats is penalty minutes. He was more of a physical defenseman, but yeah, that's probably the only thing that we're not looking at him is his skills. We're playing with him sometimes during the summer, and we're chirping a bit about it. But he's a good skater, but not the biggest skill guy.
Do you get to watch any video of him at all? Have you seen some highlights?
No, no, I've never really seen. I don't think there was a lot of cameras back then, but I've seen a few fights and still trying to fight a fight that he lost or got knocked out to put him in his face, but haven't found one yet.
We'll dig up images, probably not less the fighting, but more of the highlights, see if we can find anything for
Yeah,
you.
we'll try.
Now, you were saying that you played a specific role playing for Team Canada this summer, so I don't want us to glance over it. I want you to talk about those experiences. You've played U17s, U18s, the Linka, won gold in the last two tournaments. Um, is it something that you're aiming for to play and represent your country, or is that something that's more of, if it happens, it happens, so be it?
Well, yeah, it's obviously something that I have a lot of pride in. I think it's always special moments when you can wear your flag on your chest, and it was great opportunities. Started with the U17 in PEI and having two teams. It was a bit of not a surprise, but something more challenging to go get a gold, and it was a pretty unique moment, especially being the first one. And after that. Bit of a surprise going to in Finland to the U18 with the guys older, but it was also a great moment and got a lot of experience there. And after that, the Linka this summer was also special. Having all my family in Edmonton and even having my billets surprising me there, so it was a great moment. And finishing it off with a 3-3 was also special.
Nice. Now, speaking of which, being an underage or playing at the U18s, how do you approach that tournament? Are you trying to soak up everything you can? Are you watching the little tendencies that the guys on your team are doing? Because obviously they're also the best of the best in your age group. So are you trying to be like a sponge in those tournaments?
Well, obviously, everywhere that I go, trying to be a bit of a sponge, but also just I think approaching that tournament was also to stay myself, even though they were older. I think it's always important to be yourself and be confident. So I think yes, it was something special to play with older guys, but didn't try to put it as big as it was, and just try to play my game.
Obviously, your brother's a two-time Team Canada rep at the World Juniors. I'm guessing now's not the time to ask you if World Juniors are going to be on your radar in the next months or next years.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, I'll have the chance to be in this event, and if I can try to go for 4-4, 5-5, or hopefully maybe a 6-6. We'll see, but yeah, it would be really fun.
Keep things rolling for the country. Stay hot.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we're talking about international competitions. We have one coming up right now, which will be the first edition of the CHL USA Prospects Challenge at the end of the month. You're one of the two QMJHL reps who will be in that tournament. What do you know about that tournament? How are you approaching it? Obviously, you'll be playing the US in back-to-back games. So, what are your thoughts on that event coming up?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really fun. It's like if they're the biggest opponents for Canada, and just representing the CHL and the QMJHL is gonna be pretty unique. It's gonna be a good experience. Gonna go by fast, so I'll try to get the most mileage out of it. But it's gonna be great. But yeah, looking forward to it, and it's gonna be really fun.
You have a little bit of foes already on the other side, guys that you've played against in the national competitions that you'll be eyeing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's more about ourselves, and I think it'll be about playing our game. But yeah, played against a few of these guys, and the mentality will be to win both of those games, and pretty sure we're going to be able to finish with those two wins.
So obviously you'll be at that tournament. Like I said, one of the two QMJHL reps, the other guy being Stank Albano from the Armada. Have you guys played together before in any tournaments at all? You coming in with some chemistry? Hopefully you guys end up on the same line. That would be awesome, no?
Yeah, yeah, would be really fun, but haven't had the chance to play with him. I've had the chance to play against him when I was younger because he's a year older. But yeah, I know he's a great guy, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. So hopefully, it would be fun to be on the same line too.
So you've played in those national tournaments. I saw you played in the Pee Wee tournament. You also played at the Telus Cup. If you had to pick one event that you've played in that was your favorite, which one would it be?
Um, Out of all the events I had the chance to do was probably the Telus Cup in my hometown in Saint Hyacinthe. It was pretty special with a really good group. Had the chance to have good buddies on the team too, and it was just great to have that in my hometown. And I always dreamed to be a Gaulois one day, so it was a pretty unique moment and really fun to have that at home. But didn't finish with the win, but still was really unique.
And you said you had some great buddies on that team. Some of them being Emile Guité with Chicoutimi right now. You got Dominic Pilote and Rimouski. Are you still in touch with those boys?
Yeah, yeah, still in touch with those boys. Talk often to the guys. Also, Sam Beauchemin in Rouyn-Noranda, one of my good buddies, and saw he had a 4 point night a few nights ago. So it's gonna be challenging to even that up in the next few games. But yeah, still talking to all those guys.
I mean, you could self brag and say you had a 5 point game recently too.
Yeah, yeah, not a four yet. I'll try to get that four too, but yeah, lucky enough had a five.
That's funny. How in touch are you guys during the season? Are you guys following each other's campaigns? Are you focusing on yourself, like you said earlier? Is it more me, myself, and I? Are you guys following each other's in the standings? I know obviously Shakudami, Rimouski, yourself, you all have great teams this year as well, so you might end up seeing each other down the road.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, it'll be fun if we manage to find each other down the road. But as I said, it's about ourselves and playing our game. And team wise, I think the mentality in Moncton is just to, as I said, focus on ourselves. But yes, yes, as I said, also it's the human nature to look at rankings and the teams, and hopefully they'll be ready enough for us.
Awesome. And obviously, you being in Moncton for a few years there, what are some of the things that you like the most about the city?
I think the city. Well, the thing I love the most is I think it's a group of guys that we have in the locker room. There's we have a really good group and a really good chemistry, and having all those Quebecois too. I think that we have some couple funny guys too. So it's a thing that's the most special right now in Moncton because. We don't have a lot of time to go out or do activities, so it's more in the locker room and lucky enough to have a really good group.
For sure. Now we have a question in the chat. We're gonna pull it up here. You said about spending time. Do you play video games at all?
Yeah, play play a couple video games. More as of these days, it's BO6 with a couple of guys and teaching them some lessons. A couple of nights.
Do you play those sports games at all? A little bit of NHL, NFL, any of those games too?
No, no, not really. I'm not a big of a gamer, but yeah, when I play, it's more some gun games.
So you brought up the boys being one of the best aspects in Moncton there. So let's just do some quick hits for people to get them, get to know them, or for you to get even or chirp them a little bit. Who's your locker room DJ there in Moncton?
DJ, it varies a bit sometimes, but it's mainly Keegan that we saw on the leagues mic'd up. He's a really good DJ for us. Gets the boys going.
Speaking of Keegan, you watched the mic'd up, obviously, that we put out there. Were you surprised at all of how it turned out, or is he like that every game?
Nah, I was surprised that he was calm. He wasn't really calm in the mic'd up, but we can see a lot of good stuff that Keeg's doing. He's really enthusiastic and is really good for the team chemistry in the room. He's a really main part of that group's energy, and we know he's there every day.
So for people watching online on YouTube, make sure you stay on the channel after and watch the mic'd up with Keegan Warren. It's one of the funniest things you're gonna watch tonight, that's for sure. All right, so let's stick to the Moncton Wildcats group. We said you answered who the locker room DJ was. Who's the gym rat? Who's the freak in the gym?
Freak in the gym. I could say Vidi, Marcus Vilicek. He's there often. Has his routine. Got to get the hips warmed up. He loves to be there and do his long routine. And I think he's all the boys have really good routines and are always sharp in the gym. But I could say that Vidi's also the one leading the warm up. So he's a bit of the gym rat in the team.
Hey, whatever he's doing with those hips seems to work because he's fast out there.
Yeah, really fast.
All right, let's say who's the funniest guy? Who's the class clown?
No doubt, Alex Mercier. He's our funny guy. He's unique. He's just his enthusiasm every day that he brings, and even French or English, he's always going to be one of the funniest guy, and it's always fun to be around him.
Who's the silent assassin? Who's people that don't talk enough about his game, but when he's out there, he's just one guy to watch?
I would say Sumphi, Julius Sumph, my line mate. I think he's a bit under the radar, but he's a really good player, really smart, and does all the little details right. So he's a bit of the guy that people aren't talking enough about him, but he's a really good hockey player.
Awesome. Let's go for questions on a personal level. Now we were talking about the locker room DJ. What fires you up? Excuse me, before a game. Do you listen to any music at all? Do you have a specific song, specific artist you go to?
I always have my little playlist before a game, and always listen to the same 5 songs before every game, and it's different music. Starts with "Burning Heart" of Rocky Balboa, and can't say the rest. Secret.
I'm guessing a little bit of rap, a little bit of house songs in there.
Yeah, exactly. A bit of EDM and a bit of rap.
Awesome. What about pre-game meals? Do you eat the same thing every game, or how do you approach that?
Yeah, lucky enough to have a great build that are probably watching right now, but that always have the same meal, and they have a bit of a competition between the two of them of who makes the best pregame meal, and it's always my pastas with chicken.
There you go. Hopefully, Coach McDougall isn't watching. But what's your snack? What's your cheat meal?
I don't have any cheat meal, honestly. I love candies. We have some at the rink between periods, and it's more of my go-to cheat snack. I love those little gummy bears or those Swedish Maynards.
Like Marshawn Lynch just having Skittles there.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of Gardner McDougall, your coach, you had him on the international stage before getting in full time in Moncton. I mean, what did you know about him? What are some of the things he's brought along that sort of changed the group this year?
Well, just his mentality and his energy. Pretty sure you can't find that everywhere. I think the group is really lucky to have him. I think working a lot, but it's paying off as we can see. And every day, as I said, we're not satisfied, and he's bringing that mentality to always keep working and keep grinding, and every day coming in and just trying to get better. And I think it's something that the team is really lucky to have a good coaching staff this year.
Now, I've seen little snippets here and there of him doing these pregame speeches or conferences or different types of stuff. Is he like more of the motivational speaker before games, or is he more into X's and O's on the board?
He's a pretty good motivator. He's got a few tricks under his belt that he brings between periods and before every game, and it's something pretty special to be able to have him doing all those things before every game.
You have a little example of what he does that gets you fired up?
I would love to tell you, but can't say the winning secret, so I can't say what he's doing.
All right, let's keep it in the locker room doors then.
Yeah.
Last but not least, time is ticking here, and obviously you're gonna have to jump on the French channel to do the other interview. But maybe just to end it, if you could, have a message to your younger self or to the young guys, kids that are watching out there that aspire to, follow in your steps or play in the Q one day, what's one message that you would give to them?
Just believe and yeah, be confident, trust yourself, and keep working hard and having really good habits every day. It's not one bad day that's gonna affect your whole career. So it's to stay positive and keep believing in yourself.
Awesome. Well, there you go. You have great advice there from Caleb Desnoyers to close off this interview. So, Caleb, thank you once again for taking the time for doing this with us. Obviously, a terrific start to the campaign, but we hope it ends in a high note for you as well. So, we got people cheering you on there online as well at the same time. So, Caleb, thank you again for doing this, and have a great season, man.
Thank you, David. Appreciate it.
Thanks.